Ed and Robert were in our office here just 2 days ago talking about some strategies for clients and different things we can do on the tax side. First thing I'm going to open it up with, though, is this little presentation I did about a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago now, was with this little coin that I have here. And for those of you in Canada, you'll recognize this. This is what we call a loonie. This is our dollar coin. And this dollar coin was the first one minted in 1984. So we went from dollar bills to coins in 1984. And my grandmother gave me one of these minted coins still in the box. And she said, if you hang on to this coin and never get rid of it, you'll never be broke. So I guess I've never really been broke, but I've been pretty close a couple times, right down to the last coin. And I use the coin as an analogy for the crypto space. A lot of you on here are experts. Robert Paddock being, one of the foremost experts online. I don't recognize some of the other people. I recognize some of the names from different groups and communities that I belong to. But that coin has multiple different values. Okay, if I took this coin and went across the street to the dollar store, I could buy something for $1. I could probably buy a chocolate bar, maybe a bag of gumballs, maybe a small notepad, a pen, maybe a package of 3 pens. That's $1. But if you go onto eBay right now and look at these coins, a mint, still in the case, 1984 loonie, the first one ever minted, they go for about $30. So is it worth $1 or is it worth $30? Now, what if this coin was given to me by my grandmother? My grandmother was the Queen of England. That would probably 20-fold or 40-fold the value of this coin. So it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. It's what somebody wants to pay for it at any given time. And there's only so many coins that are out there. I believe it's 21 million Bitcoins that were issued. And I just looked something up today, coming on here tonight, thinking, what if there's other coins out there? I saw a chart. There's probably 300 or 400 different other coins available out there. But what if they issue more Bitcoins? I just read something today that they could issue more Bitcoin. And would that deflate the value or increase the value? Well, I'll go back to this loonie here. And since 1984, there's been thousands of different coins minted. They had 12 1 kilogram. Sorry, there were 10 kilogram gold coins minted in Canada. And did that deflate the value of this dollar coin? No, it probably increased the value. So it doesn't matter. The first one to market always gets 25 to 50% of the market share. But then comes the taxes. So another analogy I use in the crypto space is PayPal. Everybody knows PayPal. And 20 years ago, the government could not access PayPal to find out how much money people were making online. And people were making tens, hundreds, millions of dollars online, selling their products, selling their services, and getting paid in PayPal and using PayPal to buy services. And the government didn't have their fingers in the pie, Canada or US. So that brings us, to where we are today. And Robert showed you the charts. You buy crypto for X, you sell it for X, there's a profit, you cash out. The government, technically, you're required to pay your fair share of taxes. And if you made $1 million on crypto in 2020, you're liable for $540,000 in taxes. We just ran it through the software last week in a class we run. Somebody said, well, what if I had $1 million in income? So we put $1 million into the tax software. You can go on any one of the NetFile softwares online, Canada or US, put in $1 million of income and see what your tax bill is. So what we do in essence is try and minimize the amount of tax you have to pay. We're not going to show you how to make more money on Bitcoin. We're not going to show you how to beat the markets. We leave that to the experts like Robert. Leave all that to premonition, so to speak. But you have to study the markets. There's millions of people doing it in other commodities. There's people buying and selling gold, pork bellies. That was the old Trading Places movie with Eddie Murphy. They were selling pork bellies and they got the inside secret on what they were going to be worth next week, and insider information. They made millions of dollars and beat the markets. That was, I think, the Reddit and was a GameStop of the 80s was Trading Places, an old movie with Eddie Murphy. If you're into trading, watch that movie. It's a classic. So where do we come in as tax professionals? Well, we just help you minimize the amount of tax that you have to pay. There's thousands of different strategies. What if you were trading crypto inside of a corporation? What's the tax implications then? What if you took your profits and you had capital losses from other ventures that you've had in the past? What if you've lost money on properties? Can that be offsetting your gains on crypto? So we're not going to show you how to do more crypto, but Robert and Ed have invited us back, I believe 2 weeks from now. We're going to do a full presentation. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to be talking about can be practiced in the US as well. You know, it's simple things, simple tax things. You're all in business. As somebody who's self-employed, you're able to write off your phone, your car, your house, all of these little things. We're not going to go into an in-depth tax course, how to file your returns. We'll just talk about some of the different strategies that you can use to minimize the amount of tax you have to pay. Even if you made no money in 2020 and you were trading, you probably have an account that you pay fees on. You probably have a computer that you were doing the work on, or your phone. You can write all of these things off in Canada and the US. And some of the notes I made while Robert was talking was the NFL is actually selling footage through the blockchain. They have footage that they're going to sell on, that they are selling on the blockchain through a company in the US. They made, I think, $280 million in the last year selling video through the blockchain, because that video now is going to be owned by somebody. You know, that great throw by Doug Flutie from, you know, the who did he play for? Boston in the NCAA when he had the Hail Mary, won the NCAA championship. What is that footage worth? That 30-second clip, right? That's going to be tracked on the blockchain. And just like Robert said, eventually the government is going to have access to it. So there's two ways you can work with us: either, you know, staying above board and, you know, sheltering all your money properly, or calling us from tax jail. And either way, we can help you, you know, one of two ways, but we'd prefer to work with you in the first way. You know, just, we work with clients and helping grow their wealth. People who want to trade, you know, we'll just show you how to save all of the money that you're making, help minimize the amount of tax that you're paying. That's pretty much it. We do have, I think Ed allowed me to share the screen. So I do have
I should be able to.
Yeah, I do have something I want to share. And this is for all the viewers that are going to come back to the session that we're on, Ed, is.
Yeah, in 2 weeks on March the 24th, it's going to be a dedicated tax session for our general session. So this is free for everyone who wants to know about like how to deal with taxes. And yeah, I mean, tell us about this document. Is this the CRA?
Yeah, so this is the CPA document that was put out about 1.5 years ago. So they have a lot of insights. They work directly with the government here in Canada and the US. So they have some insights into what the government has access to and does not have access to. And this is a full report. I believe it's 21 pages, 33 pages. We're going to make this available to everybody who comes back on the webinar in 2 weeks from now. So you have to be, international rules says that you have to show up to get a copy of this document. Ed's only going to share it with people that are on the call in 2 weeks. So I know Robert's coming back to do his course. We're not giving you a course on how to file taxes. We're just going to talk at a high level about some strategies. We'll share that document. We'll share some other simple forms that you can track your expenses on, little handouts like that we're going to have. So we're going to try and add some value 2 weeks from now. We're in the middle of tax season here in Canada, and same in the US. Our only job is to keep the government hands out of your pockets. That's about it.